Warren Buffett is worth over $130 billion. And yet, when reporters ask him what advice he'd give to someone just starting out, struggling with bills, earning less than $50,000 a year, he doesn't talk about stocks. He doesn't talk about crypto. He doesn't even talk about saving money first. He talks about you. Your habits. Your brain. Your time. And honestly, his answers are so simple that most people ignore them, and that's exactly why most people stay broke. So today, we're breaking down Warren Buffett's most powerful advice specifically for people in the earlier stages of their financial journey. Whether you're earning $25,000, $35,000, or just under $50,000, this video is for you. Let's get into it. The number one thing Buffett says, and he's said it dozens of times, is this: the best investment you can make is in yourself. Now I know that sounds like something you'd read on a motivational poster. But here's what he actually means. When Buffett was 20 years old, he was terrified of public speaking. So he paid $100, which was serious money back then, to take a Dale Carnegie public speaking course. He says that single investment changed the trajectory of his entire career. Think about that. Not stocks. Not real estate. A communication skill. If you're earning under $50,000 right now, your most valuable asset is not in your bank account. It's your ability to earn more. And that means learning skills that the market will pay more for. Want a raise? Learn negotiation. Want a promotion? Learn leadership. Want to switch careers? Pick up a skill online. There are courses for under $20 on Udemy, free content on YouTube, free certifications on Google and Coursera. Buffett's message is clear. Before you worry about where to put your money, make sure you're increasing the engine that generates it. Pause, and this leads directly into his second piece of advice. Buffett has one rule about time that he lives by religiously. He says, "No." A lot. His business partner Charlie Munger once said, and I'm paraphrasing, that the difference between successful people and very successful people is that very successful people say no to almost everything. Now when you're earning under $50,000, you might think, I can't afford to say no to opportunities. But Buffett would flip that. He'd say, you can't afford to say yes to everything. Every hour you spend doing something low value is an hour you're not investing in learning a skill, building a side income, networking, or resting so you can perform at your best. Guard your time like it's money, because for people who aren't wealthy yet, time is your money. It's your only leverage. Ask yourself this week, what am I spending time on that isn't moving my life forward? A toxic friendship? 3 hours of mindless scrolling? 6 hours of Netflix on a Sunday? Buffett reads 500 pages a day. You don't have to do that. But reading even 20 pages a day, that's 7,300 pages a year. That's roughly 20 books. Most people read 0. That gap? That's where the difference in income starts. Here's the thing about Buffett that shocks most people when they first learn it. He still lives in the same house he bought in 1958 for $31,500. He drives a modest car. He eats at McDonald's. The man could buy a private island every morning before breakfast, and he's eating a sausage McMuffin. Why? Because he fundamentally believes that lifestyle inflation is the silent killer of wealth. When you earn $30,000 and you're spending $29,500, you have $500 to work with. When you get a raise to $40,000 and you upgrade your apartment, your car, your wardrobe, now you're spending $39,500. You got a $10,000 raise and you're in the same position. This is the trap. And most people fall into it automatically. Buffett's advice: every time your income goes up, let your savings rate go up more than your spending does. If you earn $35,000 and you save just 10%, that's $3,500 a year. It's not glamorous. But it's a foundation. And a foundation is what everyone who eventually became wealthy had to build first. He calls it paying yourself first. Before you pay rent, before you buy groceries, before you do anything, Move a percentage into savings or investments automatically. Make it invisible. Make it a habit. Because wealth isn't about how much you earn. It's about how much you keep. Buffett has said, and I'll quote him here, "I've seen more people fail because of liquor and leverage than anything else." Leverage meaning debt. Now, not all debt is bad. A mortgage on a reasonably priced home? Fine. A student loan that leads to a high-paying career? Potentially fine. But consumer debt, credit cards, buy now pay later schemes, personal loans for vacations or gadgets, Buffett would call this financial poison. Here's the math. If you carry $5,000 in credit card debt at 22% interest, and you're only paying the minimum, you are working for the credit card company. Every month, you're giving them money that could be building your future. Buffett's rule: if you can't afford to buy it twice, you can't afford to buy it. Now that sounds harsh. But think about it this way. If buying this thing would genuinely set you back financially, if it would stress you out, if you'd have to skip savings, then you're borrowing from your future self. And your future self is going to be very unhappy with you. Get out of high-interest debt aggressively. It is the highest guaranteed return you'll ever get. Paying off a 22% credit card is a 22% return. No investment in the stock market guarantees that. Okay, now here's where a lot of people say, "But Buffett, I barely have money to save. How am I supposed to invest?" And Buffett has a very specific answer for this. He says, "Someone is sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. You don't need a lot of money to start. You need time. And if you're under $50K a year, you likely have something billionaires are desperately trying to buy back, and that's youth." Here's a simple example. If you invest just $200 a month starting at age 25, in a basic index fund that returns an average of 8% annually, by age 65, you'll have over $700,000. $200 a month. That's $6.60 a day. That's 2 coffees. Buffett's specific recommendation for everyday people? Low-cost index funds. Specifically, he's mentioned S&P 500 index funds repeatedly. He's even written in his will that 90% of money left to his wife should go into a low-cost S&P 500 index fund. Not individual stocks. Not crypto. Not your friend's business idea. A boring, diversified index fund that tracks the entire U.S. economy. Start small. Start now. Be consistent. And do not panic when the market drops, because Buffett says that's actually the best time to buy more. He calls market downturns a sale on stocks. While everyone else is running for the exit, Buffett is filling up the shopping cart. Here's one piece of Buffett's advice that almost nobody talks about, especially for people early in their careers. He says, "It takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it." Your reputation is a currency. Especially when you're not yet wealthy. When you can't compete on capital, you compete on character. Are you the person who always delivers? Who shows up early? Who does what they say they're going to do? Who treats everyone, the janitor and the CEO, with equal respect? People remember that. And those people refer you to opportunities. They recommend you for promotions. They introduce you to the right people. Buffett himself credits much of his success to the mentorship of Benjamin Graham, a relationship he built through genuine curiosity and showing up consistently. You don't need to know rich people to get ahead. You need to be the kind of person that reliable, successful people want to help. And that starts with integrity. Also, learn to communicate. Write clearly. Speak confidently. Buffett says if he could gift one skill to young professionals, it would be the ability to communicate effectively. Because it multiplies the value of every other skill you have. So let's bring it all together. Warren Buffett's advice for people earning under $50,000 isn't complicated. But it is disciplined. Number 1. Invest in yourself before you invest in anything else. Your skills are your biggest asset. Number 2. Protect your time. Say no more. Read more. Grow more. Number 3. Live below your means. every single time your income rises. Number 4. Eliminate high-interest debt. It is the enemy of wealth. Number 5. Start investing early, even small, in simple index funds. Time is your superpower. Number 6. Build your reputation like it's a bank account. Deposits every day. Here's the thing about Buffett's wisdom: none of it requires being born rich. None of it requires a special opportunity. It requires consistency. It requires doing the boring, disciplined things that everyone knows but very few people actually do. And that gap? That's your opportunity. If this video helped you, smash that like button. It genuinely helps this channel grow. Subscribe if you want more content on building wealth from the ground up. And drop a comment below. Tell me, which piece of advice hit hardest for you? I'll see you in the next one.